Hey y'all, I'm Ashley and this is my first YouTube video. I have been trying to post content and do tutorials for almost a year now. I've been nervous, haven't had the confidence, or kind of foolishly worrying about what others would think or judge me for doing this. Recently, on November 2nd, I went to a meet and greet at Teresa Romer's house here in Houston, Texas. And I got to meet Teresa Romer, PopLuxe, Nick Snyder, Rich Lux, and Petty Page. And honestly, I can say that the experience changed my life. It gave me the confidence I finally needed to just get on camera, do some makeup, and post it. I'm finally starting to share my looks on Instagram and obviously now YouTube. And I got to take pictures with everybody. I went up and gave each one of the influencers / drama channels a hug. And when I went to go give Nadi a hug, he actually was taken aback by my look. And I didn't really realize as it was happening, but my wife Sarah mentioned his reaction to my makeup look. But I guess I was so nervous and excited that I didn't realize it happened. So I'd actually like to thank Nadi for finally boosting my confidence into starting this YouTube channel. So if you want to see how to get this look, then keep on watching. Before I go ahead and jump into the tutorial, I want to go ahead and show some of the goodies that came in the goodie bag from the meet and greet. So it came in like this little red satchel. So in the little goodie bag, I received 2 of the Creme Shop masks. One's an avocado face mask, and the other one is, I believe, a pineapple enzyme mask. And they're both sheet masks. And then I also received a Sedona Lace 407 fluffy brush. So just an angled little fluffy brush right there. I also received 3 different lippies. One of them is the Hydra Matte formula in the shade Ecstasy from Gerard Cosmetics. The second one is a metal matte formula in the shade Dreamweaver, also from Gerard Cosmetics. The third lippy I actually gifted to my mother. She recently moved overseas, and I like to send her little care packages, and that's what I sent her in the last one. Finally, there was a lip liner in the shade Underground from Gerard Cosmetics. And my wife actually received an eyeshadow palette. And it's the Makeup and Chill eyeshadow palette from Kiss Me Cosmetics. And it looks like this. Now, I actually haven't had a chance to play with this. I know my wife has. She really likes it. But I have swatched a few of them, and they're actually really pretty. And I plan on using this maybe in a few videos. And then one other cool thing is that Rich and I believe like Teresa and maybe a few of the other influencers were throwing out little gifts. I know that they gave away a Tatcha beauty palette, a couple of the Kiss Me Cosmetics palettes, and then also I caught a eyelash spoon. With the eyelash spoon, it looks like you're used to put on your eyelid and put your mascara on to help prevent getting your mascara on your eyelid. And also it looks like it would work for your lower lash line as well. And I haven't had a chance to play with that. I've had that problem where I get my mascara stuck to my eyelids, but I've never really thought of there was actually a product that you could place there so you don't actually have to worry about it. So before I jump in, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Translucent Pro Filter Powder in the shade Butter and lightly dust my under eyes so it will catch any fallout. When I'm working with darker shades, and usually with some Jeffree Star Cosmetics, I tend to get a little bit of fallout, and I really don't want it to stain my face. So I am going to use the Morphe and Jeffree Star JS2 brush and just dip into there and lightly pack it on. To start off, we're going to go ahead and dip into the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Blood Sugar Palette. And the shades we're going to go ahead and use for this look is going to be Coma, Extraction, Cake Mix, and later on we're going to use the shade Cavity. So I've actually already primed my eyes with concealer. So I'm going to start off by using the Sedona Lace 407 brush and dip it into Cake Mix and apply that in my crease. Now while I'm applying this in my crease, I'm going to be using swiping motions just to blend that out. And I'm also going to take it into my brow bone at the outer corner. And also at the outer corner, I'm going to use the brush in circular motions just to blend it out. Now with the shade Cake Mix laid down, now I'm going to use a Luxie 209 large shader brush. It's just a large fluffy brush, and dip into the shade Coma and start by applying it in my outer corner and sweeping towards the middle of my lid. And to blend this, I'm actually using small circular motions in the outer corner. And then I'm going to sweep it down up just under my crease towards this inner corner. But I want to keep it under my crease so that way it's not covering up the shade Cake Mix. And I really just want to keep buffing and blending until you have a flawless blend where everything looks a little more airbrushed. And now you want to keep picking up that shade Coma and applying it to your outer corner until you get a darker shade. So just keep building it up until it shows that deep plum slash like kind of eggplant shade. I'm kind of using packing motions so that way it does get darker, but then also at the top of it I am swiping back and forth so it stays blended. Now one thing I love about the Jeffree Star Cosmetics palettes is they have beautiful mattes that you can easily build up the pigment to make them darker and more bold, but also they really do blend out effortlessly. As long as you keep working at it, you can get rid of the sharp lines and the patchiness if you have that issue. Now I'm going to use the Morphe and Jeffree Star JS6 brush and take it and dip it into the shade Extraction. I'm going to go ahead and apply this in the middle of my eyelid, blending towards my outer corner. I'm going to start by packing it on and then blending it out. Now if it starts to get a little bit messy in your inner corner, for this look, it's actually not going to be a big deal because I'm going to cut the crease later on. So now I want to deepen my outer corner with the shade Coma, and to do that I'm going to use a Luxie 245 small shader brush, which is just a flat brush, and dip that into the shade Coma and pack it on. And after I pack it on, I'm going to take a clean fluffy brush and just sweep it over my eye to blend everything out. So I'm going to use a Luxie 250 large eye blending brush, which is just a very fluffy large brush. I'm going to use circular motions on the outer corner and then sweeping motions towards the inner corner. And then before you switch over to the other eye, it's very important that you clean this brush off. You can use a cloth. I'm going to use I believe this is an off-brand of a color switch, and just get my brush in there to make sure there's no more pigment on there before I go to the next eye. But if you can see, I've already got fallout from Coma and probably extraction as well. So that loose powder is actually going to catch it. So when I sweep the loose powder off my face, it's going to take that color with it without leaving the color on my cheeks. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut the crease. And I'm going to take the Fenty Pro Filt'r concealer in the shade 150. I'm just going to take it and then just put it on one of these palette things, so that way I can pick it up with a flat detailing brush. To cut the crease, I'm going to use a Luxie 246 Precision Crease Brush. So this is just a small flat brush. Now when you cut the crease, it's very important that you take your time. Don't try to rush it or you're going to create more errors. And also make sure you follow your natural crease line. I'm going to use the Lunar Beauty Moonspell palette, and I am going to take my finger and dip it into the shade Samantha, which is this really pretty rose gold metallic, and I'm going to apply that on top of the concealer. Now, if you have long nails like me, sometimes it's really hard to get into the inner corner with your finger. So I personally like to use the silicone eyeshadow brushes that some companies have come out with. Now I got a 3-pack from Target, and now I cannot pronounce this correctly, so I'm gonna go ahead and just say Sonia K. It's a brand that's sold at Sephora. And to me, they actually have really good brushes and they're reasonably priced. In the 3-pack that I purchased, I actually got like a large silicone brush. It looks like an angled like eyeliner brush, and then just like this really skinny pointy one. And I'm gonna take this skinny pointy one and dip it into the shade Samantha and laying it down in my inner corner. But when I make a mistake, I like to use a clean precision brush. So I'm going to use the Morphe M326, which is just a small little densely packed precision brush. And this is clean, and I'm going to take it where I applied the shadow and lightly dust it off. So it kind of cleans up your eye look a little bit. So there's actually a few things I really like about the Lunar Beauty Moonspell palette. I know it came out as a Halloween palette, but to me, it's you could totally use it in the fall and actually probably year round. And I really enjoy his formulas as well. I only have 2 of his palettes. I have the Moonspell one and the Strawberry Dream, and I think they're both well formulated and both just really gorgeous palettes. So to tie everything together and make sure I have no sharp edges, I'm going to dip back into Extraction with the Sedona Lace 407 brush and kind of blend the shade Samantha from the Moonspell palette into Extraction that was already placed down. Now that I've applied the eyeshadow, I'm going to go back with my Morphe and Jeffree Star JS2 brush and sweep off the translucent powder. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply liner and lashes off camera. So I'll see you in just a moment. Now that my liner and lashes are on, I am gonna go ahead and move on to the lash line. So I am going to dip back into Jeffree Star Blood Sugar and on a smudge brush, which is going to be like a short, fluffy kind of dense brush, if that makes any sense. I'm going to dip into the shade Extraction, and I'm going to blend it into Coma and bring it down just past the halfway of my eye. I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy, and I'm going to take a Morphe M326, a precision brush, and dip into that and press it into my inner corner, and then also bring it underneath my lash line. And I feel like using this highlighter kind of just brings it all together. And the last bit of detail I'm going to go ahead and add to this look is I am going to use the shade Cavity from the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette in my waterline. And doing that, I'm going to use just a flat angled brush that you would use to apply eyeliner or your eyebrows. And I'm just going to lay that in my waterline. There are the eyes. So I just went ahead and applied some mascara to my lower lashes, and now I'm going to dip into some blush and some highlight. Wanted palette. For blush, I'm going to use the Nars Wanted palette. I'm going to dip into the shade Buzzed. And I'm going to take a Luxie 512 small contouring brush and just dip into it and lightly put it on the apples of my cheeks. I feel like with this look, you don't really need a lot of blush. And for highlighter, I'm going to use the ABH Amrezy again, or Amrezy, I don't know how to say it. I'm going to use the Morphe Jeffree Star JS4 brush. And I'm going to apply highlighter on my cheekbones. Along with a little bit over my brows. On my Cupid's bow. And the tip of my nose. Do now that my face is put on is take a clean fluffy brush, a big fluffy brush, and this one's a Moda brush. I don't know what it's called. I received it in a BoxyCharm, but I'm going to kind of buff out my cheekbones and my highlight so everything kind of looks airbrushed. To set the face, I'm going to use the iconic London Prep Set and Glow. This is actually from a BoxyCharm, and at first I was a little hesitant on using this because it does look like there's glitter in there, but it has become my favorite setting spray. So have that dry, and I'm going to move on to lips. Now, when I originally did this look for the meet and greet, I actually used a darker lipstick. I used the MAC Viva La Glam lipstick with Ariana Grande. This was like the first one she did. This is a very, very dark eggplant purple brownish color, and it is a matte. So it actually looks like this. But I actually want to use some of the goodies I got from the meet and greet. So I'm going to line my lips with the Gerard Cosmetics lip pencil in the shade Underground. Now for my liquid lip, I would use one of the ones that I received in the little gift bag, but one of them is a purpley color and the other one's metallic, and I believe with bold eyes like this, I'm not gonna go with the metallic liquid lip or a pale lilac color. So I'm going to use the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Velour liquid lipstick in the shade Deceased. So this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I plan on making more videos. I truly enjoyed finally filming some content and hopefully putting this one up, because this was the third time I've tried. And if not, I'll just put videos up for no one to watch. And thank you for watching.